Good afternoon. I'm Detective Sterling Still, and today I'll be giving you my report of the 21 Bridges cases. Before I begin, if you are new to this interrogation room, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below, click that bell to keep up to date with all of my future cases, or in translation, films. And most importantly, watch and listen carefully. And if you're watching this on Instagram, vice versa, the same thing goes to you. Like, subscribe, or follow me if you will, and leave a comment on the section below if this is your first time here. Let's get to it. So, my case goes as follows. For the 21 Bridges case, after uncovering a massive conspiracy, an embattled NYPD detective named Andre Davis joins a citywide manhunt for two young cop killers. As the night unfolds, he soon becomes unsure of who to pursue and who's in pursuit of him. When the search intensifies, authorities decide to take extreme measures by closing all of Manhattan's 21 bridges to prevent the suspects from escaping. Now, before I begin, I want to make sure everybody's watching. I want to find out everybody who's watching this case, who's watching this video. So, my take on the story is, at first, I was tempted to compare this movie to Black and Blue, but obviously, Black and Blue was focused on the concept and the idea and the logic of behind cop killers, or let's say corrupt cops. But 21 Bridges focuses solely on centers on the cop being the just officer in an unjust system. Obvious, or at least that's the way it should be. Because cops are supposed to serve and protect and represent justice. Because they are the center and they are the pinnacle of law enforcement. But 21 Bridges is nothing more than a good old-fashioned suspense drama about stopping cop killers before 5 a.m. Now, as you go through the film, it starts to feel like the filmmakers are just meeting the expectations of our skepticism for who is corrupted and who is loyal to the system. Now, however, one aspect that makes 21 Bridges stand out is how they catch the assailants. The how. Not the what, not the where, not the who, but the how. They managed to shut the entire island of Manhattan down by closing all 21 bridges, the rivers, the subways, and the tunnels so that they can catch them where they are at, and then they flood the island with blue. The plan the officers devised to catch them is the only story element that makes 21 Bridges exceptional. Don't let the gun intimidate you. It's unloaded. It's not even real. And Kayla, if you're watching this, don't even be intimidated. I know I'm pointing it, I'm waving it right now, but just don't even be intimidated. Like I said, it's not real. It's unloaded. Don't worry. The characters. Now, speaking of exceptional, Chadwick Boseman once again gives a strong lead performance as a detective who follows a subtle and just code in an unjust world. Ask questions first and shoot later, just as any cop should. I'm going to go off topic real quick. All the cops, this is how it should have been in the beginning of the system, ever since the system was established. Ask first, shoot second. Like, shooting should never be the initial reaction. I mean, some people say put your hands up. Some people would just say shoot, as it was said in Hate You Give. But this right here is one part of the character that I can compare to Black and Blue with Alicia West, who was also a cop who serves and protects with a good cause. However, Detective Andre Davis is someone who is conscious of his actions as a cop and makes very sure he gets the truth before he commits a common mistake that most cops do, which is shoot first. Again, just because it's a law enforcement system doesn't mean it's not without its flaws. Now, Black and Blue just focused on focused on what it's like to be a victim on both ends of the spectrum, to be someone who's to be hated by the views of the projects of the black community, while at the same time being treated as an outcast in a department, not while the entire department is not full of corrupt cops, but to be chased after cops who don't do their job correctly. Now, Black 21 Bridges is not this. 21 Bridges, like I said, it's about us seeing this cop, seeing Chadwick Boseman's character, Andre Davis, no matter what is going on or no matter how rough the situation is, he keeps his cool, he maintains his dignity, and he stays true to his code, no matter how dirty the situation gets, no matter what they get into. I did happen to notice that Chadwick's physique is slightly different from when he played in Black Panther. Now, I don't know if he got skinny for the role, which this is a common thing with most actors. They lose and gain weight for certain roles, or this was when the colon cancer started to become visible. Because remember, this was one of his last roles. Like the last role he did was The Five Bloods. Technically, before the last movie we saw him in before he died, that was technically his last. But this is where he started to appear skinnier than usual. Like I said, I don't know if this is him because he lost weight for the role intentionally, or this is when the colon cancer kicked in, but who knows. Also, you would think that the cop killers are corrupted cops, but it turns out that they are just both two military men, or at least one of them are military men with tragedy, or at least one of them has, and for some reason, has strong animosity for cops, which, I mean, I've only seen the movie once. They probably got I think they explained it. I'm not sure, but if they hadn't, they could have at least explained the why. Sometimes these things are unexplainable. Sometimes people just hate. Sometimes corrupt cops just hate these cops just for the sake of how they're presented through the media or what they've seen throughout their life. Rotten Tomatoes gives this case a 53% score. While, despite having a strong lead by Chadwick Boseman, 21 Bridges turned out to be an okay event, with the way it pulled the ambush to catch the criminals in a cliche scenario. While the scenario is cliche, listen, the actual incident itself, it's basic, but the way they capture it is not. And that's a bit of an oxymoron there. The case is basic. The incident is basic. We've seen it before. It's predictable, but the way they do it is unseen. We've never seen anything like it. 21 Bridges isn't Chadwick's best picture, although he does give great performances. I'm not saying that he didn't, but out of all the movies I reviewed, I put this at the bottom of the list so far. But the story subverts the expectations by not having just another movie about corrupt cops, but mostly about a cop with a just rule in an unjust society. So I'll give it an okay score. I'll give it a slightly good score. 7 SOs out of 10. I give this. So this case is currently closed. That is my case on 21 Bridges. You can let me know what you guys feel about this case in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time with my next case. Close your eyes.